Thrilling upset. Alex Eala stuns as Katie Boulter retires in dramatic round of 16 showdown. The crowd in Hong Kong had come expecting a spirited contest between two dynamic forces of women's tennis. What they got instead was a roller coaster of emotions, triumph, heartbreak, and the unmistakable essence of sport's unpredictability. Under the sharp glare of stadium lights, a young Filipino warrior named Alexandra Alex, Eala etched her name in another chapter of tennis history, as Britain's beloved Katie Boulter bowed out unexpectedly, her body giving way before a fighting heart ever could. It wasn't the ending fans had foreseen, but was a moment charged with humanity, a reminder that sport is as fragile as it is fierce. The build-up, clash of passion and promise. In the humid Hong Kong evening, the stands buzzed with anticipation. Alex Eala, only 20 years old, had come off a string of gutsy wins, playing with the kind of spirit that made her the pride of Southeast Asia. Across the net stood Katie Boulter, Britain's top-ranked player, elegant yet powerful, the very embodiment of modern tennis grit. Both players carried different stories into the match. For Alex, it was about breaking barriers, representing not just herself, but a nation that had long dreamed of seeing one of its own stand tall among the world's elite. Every forehand she struck echoed the rhythm of her country's faith. For Katie, it was about proving that resilience could outlast pain. She'd battled through back stiffness and ankle issues throughout the season, yet her performances had been stellar, lifting her into the world's top 80. The match was more than a contest. It was a collision of destinies. Set 1, lightning in Eala's eyes. From the very first serve, Eala was on fire. Her ground strokes were clean, her movement electric. She chased every ball as though it carried the dreams of an entire archipelago. And perhaps it did. Boulter, typically composed and strategic, found herself unsettled by Eala's intensity. The Filipina's inside-out forehand bit through the air like a blade, forcing errors and opening up the court. The scoreline read 6-3 to Eala after just 40 minutes. The crowd roared, not in disbelief, but in awe. The underdog had struck first, and the British star was visibly struggling. Between games, Boulter stretched her right leg, a shadow of discomfort spreading across her face. Still, the competitor in her refused to yield. She clenched her jaw, nodded toward her box, and prepared for the next set. Set 2, the battle beneath the surface. Boulter came alive in the second set. She began serving with greater power, mixing in deep slices and angles that tested Eala's patience. The rallies lengthened, the drama thickened. At 3-3, a 22-shot exchange left both women gasping, but it was Eala who blinked first, sending a backhand long. Boulter let out a roar, her trademark fighting spirit flashing through the pain. But something was wrong. She winced after her next serve. Her movement became hesitant, especially on her right side. She called to the trainer. Shoulder massage, ice, stretching. The stadium fell silent, the kind of silence that feels like the world holding its breath. After a 10-minute break, Boulter returned. Her eyes were glassy but fierce. She managed to level the set 5-5, purely on heart and experience. Every point she won drew applause, not just for skill, but for sheer willpower. Then came the moment, the twist of fate. Serving at 5-6, deuce, Boulter reached for a wide forehand. Her right leg buckled slightly, nothing dramatic, but enough. She froze, grimaced, then limped toward her chair. The umpire climbed down. The trainer rushed over. Minutes passed, then seconds seemed like hours. The crowd watched in quiet agony. Alex Eala stood near the net, her racket hanging loosely in her hand, her face etched with concern. Finally, Boulter shook her head. Tears glistened. She extended her hand toward Eala. It was over. Katie Boulter retired from the match, unable to continue. The scoreboard flashed. Alex Eala def. Katie Boulter, 6-3, 5-6 ret. But no one cheered, not immediately. The applause came later, softer, more emotional. It wasn't celebration. It was respect. Eala's reaction, a victory of compassion. As Boulter sat in her chair, eyes hidden behind her towel, Eala approached gently and knelt beside her. Words were exchanged, quiet, sincere. Cameras caught the moment, but the microphones didn't need to. The images spoke louder than anything else could. Later, in the post-match interview, Eala's voice quivered. I didn't want it to end like this. Katie's such a fighter, someone I've admired for a long time. I just hope she recovers quickly. We all play this sport because we love it, but moments like these remind us how fragile it can be. It was the humility of a champion in the making. The aftermath, emotion across the globe. Within minutes, social media erupted. Hashtag #GetWellSoonKatie began trending across platforms. Fans from Britain, the Philippines, and beyond flooded timelines with love, support, and admiration for both athletes. A British commentator tweeted, "This is what makes tennis beautiful. Alex Eala, pure class. Katie Boulter, pure courage." Meanwhile, Filipino netizens turned Eala's victory into a national moment. From Manila to Mindanao, "We're proud of you, Alex. The heart of the Philippines beats in Hong Kong tonight." And yet, Eala's own post was understated, wishing Katie a speedy recovery. Respect always. Thank you, Hong Kong, for the energy and love. No gloating, no self-promotion, just grace. Inside the locker room, a tale of two warriors. Reporters later described the atmosphere behind the scenes as emotional. Boulter, visibly heartbroken. Katie Boulter, a champion spirit. Boulter's withdrawal was heartbreaking, but her response afterwards showed her strength of character. She posted on Instagram hours later, "Absolutely gutted to retire tonight. Congratulations to Alex, an amazing young player with a bright future. I'll be back soon, stronger and hungrier. That's a promise." Her words reflected not defeat, but determination, and fans flooded her comments with encouragement. "Rest up, Katie. You'll come back stronger. Class act, always. Tennis loves you." The sports world mourned her pain, but admired her resilience. The emotional echo. Days after the match, the moment continued to resonate. Sports pages replayed the handshake again and again. The young Filipina accompanying the seasoned Brit. Two rivals turned sisters of sport in a single instant. Coaches used the clip as an example for junior players. How to win with grace. How to lose with dignity. In schools across the Philippines, children spoke of Eala not just as a tennis player, but as a role model, a living reminder that greatness is not only about power, but also about kindness under pressure. Epilogue. The spirit of Hong Kong. In the heart of Asia, under the twilight glow of skyscrapers and sea breeze, two women remind the world what tennis truly stands for. It's not just forehands and trophies. It's courage, respect, and a shared humanity that transcends borders and rankings. Alex Eala moved on to the quarterfinals, but she carried with her more than just a victory. She carried the empathy of a true champion. Katie Boulter walked off in pain, yet her courage won hearts that no trophy could ever match. And so, as the tournament continued, one truth remained. That night, there were no losers, only heroes of heart. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like, and share. Till next time.